one of my musicians from the old bar band days, and we were dragging that old van and trailer all over southwest part of the United States. And me and him were the only two awake. I was driving. He was sitting up front, and all I cared about was I was hungry. I wanted to be a songwriter, and I was really fighting, you know, to get to my position and wherever I was going to end up. Had no idea I'd end up here, but at the time I dreamed it. And we're going down the road, and he said, he started talking. He was agnostic, and I said, "So you don't believe in a creator at all? Like we're just like amoebas that swam up on the bank and grew up, and then when we die, they just stick us back in the ground." He goes, "I go, why do you not believe in God?" And he said, well, he's never presented himself to me. I've never seen him. I said, "Really?" And I'd remembered hearing him talk previous about he believed in UFOs. I go, "But you believe in UFOs?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "You ever seen one?" He goes, "No." I go, "Touche, buddy."
Yeah, look around.
I can believe that there was a creator that created all of this. Energy from the ground. We have electricity in the ground. We have an ozone. We have an earth that's full of energy that, you know, lightning strikes the ground somewhere in the world every second of our life. And it energizes this, and the ozone, I guess, holds it in. And we have air. You don't have air in space, but something's holding that air in. Is this all just a natural occurrence, or is this things talking to each other, keeping us? I mean, the thing spins for our gravity, holds us on this big blue and green marble. There's just too many things. And the power of prayer, when your prayers get answered and you see the power of prayer, you know there's a creator, and it lives in your heart. It's not something that somebody cult you into thinking, you know. Charlie Daniels said, "God save us all from religion." So there is a lot of stuff going on in the world due to religion that creates a dark side, but there is one Almighty, you know, and if you can live through Him, you can feel the light.
It's about a relationship, isn't it?
It is. It's all relationship.
You said about having a prayer answered. Has there been a time that you've had a specific prayer answered that you could share?
Oh, absolutely. The biggest one. And I can't say it's the biggest life or death one, but when I was beating those bars up, I was literally making $250, $230 a week. We would get like 3,000 to play 5 nights somewhere. I'd drag that trailer to Las Cruces, New Mexico. You know, we'd have a flat, have to spend $10 on an old tire and this. And then after 5 or 6 years of beating that road up, I was getting in my late 20s. And every night I always prayed. And I didn't ask for anything, I always counted my blessings. And I said, if there's one thing, just guide me where I'm supposed to go, because if this is what I'm supposed to be doing, please let me know. And even got to the point where I was like, if I get to 30 and I haven't done this, I'm going to switch occupations, you know, because I can't do this. I had 2 kids at the time. I've got 3 now, but at the time I had 2 children. It's like, I can't keep coming home and bringing $250 and taking 30 and sticking it in my pocket and eating off that all week, the rest of my life. But I was young enough that I could do it. Well, ironically, I'd gone to Nashville, been turned down. Yeah, you can sing. Yeah, you need to go back to the woodshed and work on your songs. So I had a little 6-song cassette, and it had 6 songs I'd written on it. And I got a deal through the manager of the club I worked when I worked Oklahoma City. Every 8 weeks I worked a club in Oklahoma City. And his nephew played for Straight, and he had written some songs, David Anthony. And David Straight had played here, and David had come in the bar every time. And a couple times that Straight had played Oklahoma City, we'd been in, and the band would come out and hang out with Uncle Freddie. And he said, hey, I'll take him Jimmy Bowen and let Jimmy Bowen hear these songs and hear him sing. So they set up a meeting with Capitol Records. I went in. I didn't meet with Jimmy Bowen. I met with a flunky. And the guy fast forwarded through my songs and said, we've got male singers. We don't need a band, and we do need a songwriter, but your songs. And I was like, cool. I wasn't even upset. I was like, hey, I got my shot. Came to Nashville, kid from Oklahoma, got my shot. I went home. So now I'm 29. And the summer, I turned 30 on July 8th. My parents' wedding anniversary is June 21st.
Okay.
And while I was in town, I'd run into some friends, and they said, hey, they used to see me out on the road, and now they're working in Nashville. And they came out to dinner with us, and they got a hold of they wanted to have some music. So I gave them the cassette tape, and one of them gave it to Harold Shedd, who discovered Alabama, KT Oslin. He was vice president of Mercury Records. And he heard it, and he goes, who is this guy? And they said, that's Toby. He lives in Oklahoma. He wrote these songs. Yeah. He goes, I'm going to go see him. So on the morning of my mother, the 21st of June, so 20 days till my birthday or
You're
something?
29.
I'm 29. And here for 6 years, this has been my goal, and I'm going to live to it. I've had my shot in Nashville. If I don't have my direction by 30, I may not just drop the ball today and quit because I got to keep some money coming in, but I'm going to look for another occupation. Phone rings. Will you hold for Harold Shedd? I'm like, God, yes. He goes, hey, I'm coming in Friday to hear you play. Can you play these songs? And I said, yeah. Flies in. The owner let me sing 2 45-minute sets of original music I wrote. And
Do you remember those songs?
Oh yeah.
What were they?
Well, let me tell you the fun part of this story. I had 2 45 minutes worth of songs I'd written, okay? He heard them. They were these 6 songs on this cassette too. So he signed me the next morning. He said, I'm going to sign you a record deal, and I'm going to produce